You may think you know the ocean, but the ocean you've seen, the blue waves, the sandy beaches, the crystal water near a cruise ship, that's less than 1% of what actually exists. Beneath the surface lies a world more mysterious than space, a world darker, colder, and more unexplored than Mars. Today, we dive into the deepest oceans on Earth, depths so extreme that no sunlight can reach, pressures that crush steel, and zones where strange creatures survive against impossible odds. Welcome to Travel and Cruise, and welcome to a journey into the deepest places on planet Earth. Let's begin. When cruise passengers look out over the open sea, it's beautiful, peaceful, calm. But beneath that calm surface lies an underwater universe deeper than any canyon, taller than any mountain, and far more mysterious than any planet we've ever visited. Scientists estimate that over 80% of the ocean is still unexplored. A place so vast, so deep, and so dangerous that even our most advanced submarines struggle to reach the bottom. The ocean is divided into layers, each one darker, colder, and more hostile than the last. And today, we're traveling through those layers all the way to the deepest trenches ever discovered. Let's start at the top and descend slowly into the abyss. Number 1. The Sunlight Zone. The ocean, you know. This is the ocean most people see on cruises, the epipelagic zone, also known as the Sunlight Zone. Depth is 0 to 200 meters. Temperature is warm life. Here is abundant you'll find dolphins, sea turtles, colorful fish, coral reefs, and almost every underwater photo ever taken. Only 3% of the ocean exists here. Yet this is where almost all marine life and all cruising happens. But this is just the beginning. Let's go deeper. Number 2. The Twilight Zone, where light begins to fade next. We descend into the mesopelagic zone, the Twilight Zone. Depth of this zone is 200 to 1,000 meters, or 3,300 feet. Light faints here. The temperature is cold, and pressure is increasing here. Sunlight fades to complete darkness. This is where we find giant squid lanternfish, bioluminescent predators, enormous jellyfish. Almost everything glows here, not for beauty, but for survival. Creatures flash, sparkle, or camouflage themselves using their own chemical lights. But this zone is still nowhere close to the deepest oceans. We go deeper. Number 3. The Midnight Zone with total darkness. Welcome to the Bathypelagic Zone, also called the Midnight Zone. Depth of this zone is 1,000 to 4,000 meters, or 13,000 feet here. Light is 0. Temperature is freezing, and pressure is crushing. This is a world with no sunlight, no colors, almost no warmth. Predators with terrifying jaws, creatures that survive on falling dead matter called marine snow. Pressure is 400 times greater than at sea level. If a human entered this zone without protection, they would be crushed instantly. But even this is not the deepest part of the ocean. Let's continue our descent. Number 4. The Abyssi, the endless deep. We now enter the Abyssopelagic Zone, simply called the Abyss. Depth is 4,000 to 6,000 meters, or 20,000 feet. Environment is extremely cold. It is near freezing, with intense pressure. Life is sparse, alien-like. This region covers more than 50% of the Earth's total ocean floor. Creatures here include tripod fish, Dumbo octopus, giant tube worms. They survive with almost no food, no sunlight, and unbelievable pressure. But now, we reach the final frontier, the deepest of all. Number 5. The Trenches, the deepest places on Earth. Below the abyss lies the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. Depth is 6,000 to 11,000 plus meters, or 36,000 feet. No light, air. Temperature is near freezing. Pressure can crush a submarine. This zone exists only in the deepest ocean trenches. These trenches are giant underwater scars created when tectonic plates collide and one sinks beneath the other. Let's explore the most famous ones. The Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. If the ocean had a Mount Everest in reverse, it would be the Mariana Trench. Depth is 36,037 feet, or 10,984 meters. This is the deepest place ever discovered on the planet. To understand how deep, if Mount Everest were placed inside it, Everest would still be underwater by 1.2 miles. The pressure at the bottom is 8 tons per square inch. That's equivalent to 50 jumbo jets pressing down on your body. The deepest known point is called Challenger Deep. Only a few humans have ever visited it. USA's Navy explorer James Cameron, a few scientific expeditions, even robotic submarines struggle here. So what lives in the deepest pit on Earth? Amazingly, amphipods, snailfish, sea cucumbers, microbial life that eats chemicals instead of sunlight. Life survives, even in the harshest conditions known to Earth. Next one is the Tonga Trench. The fastest sinking place, the second deepest place on Earth, is the Tonga Trench in the Pacific. Depth is 35,702 feet, or 10,882 meters. The tectonic plate here is moving downward faster than any known on Earth. Scientists believe it may one day surpass the Mariana Trench. Creatures here include ghost white eels, giant amphipods, and bizarre crustaceans that thrive in toxic chemicals. Next is the Philippine Trench, the dead zone. Depth is 34,580 feet, or 10,540 meters. Also called the Mindanao Trench. This region is extremely steep and dangerous. Because of earthquakes and tectonic movement, this trench constantly shifts. Researchers discovered shark species adapted to extreme pressure, large isopods, scavengers that live only on falling organic matter. Next is the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, the coldest deep, located near Russia and Japan. This trench reaches the depth 34,449 feet, or 10,542 meters. This is one of the coldest deep-sea regions ever recorded. Here, temperatures dip close to the freezing point of seawater. Despite the cold, researchers have found giant sea spiders, deep-sea worms, glowing jellyfish. Other trench is the South Sandwich Trench, the underwater volcano zone. This trench reaches the depth 27,650 feet, or 8,428 meters. What makes it unique? It sits next to massive underwater volcanoes. Superheated water mixes with freezing seawater, creating chemical-rich environments where unusual life thrives. Scientists discovered entire underwater mountains taller than the Alps hidden within this trench system. Let's see why our ocean's so deep. Ocean trenches form because of subduction, where one tectonic plate slides beneath another. When a plate sinks, it pulls the seafloor down, creating deep troughs. The Pacific Ocean is shrinking because its plates are being pushed downward. That's why it has the largest number of trenches. Eventually, in millions of years, the Pacific could become much smaller, and new oceans may form elsewhere. Can you imagine what happens to a human body at deep-sea pressure? At the deepest point, pressure is 1,000 times stronger than the surface. A human body would collapse instantly. Submarines must have ultra-thick titanium shells. Even steel implodes. Like paper. That's why exploring the deep is so difficult and so rare. Going to the bottom of the ocean is harder than going to space. Here we see the deep-sea creatures, nature's super survivors. Despite darkness, cold, and pressure, life thrives. Deep-sea creatures have transparent skin, slow metabolisms, glowing organs, giant eyes, antifreeze proteins, armor-like skeletons. Some have no eyes at all. Some survive without oxygen for hours. Some never see sunlight their entire lives. The deep sea is the largest living space on Earth. We've barely explored it, but why the deep ocean matters. The deep ocean controls Earth's climate, stores massive carbon amounts, protects us from temperature extremes, holds minerals and resources, keeps marine life in balance. If the deep ocean dies, Earth's climate collapses with it. Studying the deep is not just curiosity, it's survival. Final thoughts. A world yet unexplored. We have explored the moon. We have robots on Mars. We are preparing missions to Jupiter and Saturn. But the deepest places on our own planet, still mostly unknown. The ocean hides mountains taller than the Himalayas. Trenches deeper than Everest is tall, and creatures stranger than any alien. It is the last true frontier on Earth. If you enjoyed this journey into the deep, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Travel and Cruise for more ocean mysteries, travel adventures, and cruise stories. Tell us in the comments, which deep ocean facts surprised you the most? Until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous, and keep exploring. Travel and Cruise, signing off.